Woo-wee, look at me. I got to pee.
This is the B Team intro song. Ow, that was my foot.
Wait, meth and bait? Oh, yeah, that's a cool thing in Oregon.
It's how you masturbate.
Masturbate.
Nice.
Are you opening 2 drinks at one time? What do you have? A coffee and a Monster?
This is milkshake drink.
Yummy. I have
Protein milkshake drink right here.
Marionberry Smash.
It's her weekend. She's trying to quit smoking.
I am trying to quit smoking. I've got a nicotine patch on right now.
Are you wearing a condom? Because that helps.
Always.
All the time.
Always.
Yeah.
I'm always ready.
Yeah. Safety first.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys want to do a fun show? Check this out. Hey, Million.
Yeah.
What if you're a tattoo artist and you are booked out too far? How do you deal with that? What do you do?
I brought it up with Million. I brought it up with Riley. It was after our seminar. For those of you that don't know, we did our second seminar, live seminar at the Evergreen Tattoo Convention a couple weeks ago. It was awesome. And we were talking about how to not book out past 3 months without closing your books.
Yeah. I personally believe that if you go 2 quarters with your schedule being 3 months booked, so basically 6 months straight and you're booked out 3 months solid or almost 3 months solid, then you start looking at the tattoos you're doing and the price you're charging.
Okay.
Because if you're not booked out that far, you're going to try to grow way too fast, and then you'll shoot yourself in the foot because you'll either be charging too much or you'll be saying no to shit that could lead to bigger, better projects. So there's a big sword there. You're going to get cut either way. So you just got to figure out what you're doing, which side you're cutting on.
So what about the regulation of your prices? Now, you never want to raise your prices and then lower them later. So that's like a tricky one right there. So
that is every market irresponsible, and it's also completely very rude thing to do to all the clients that paid that higher price, and then all of a sudden you go down. You might as well be Best Buy or Walmart again.
Right.
Okay.
So if you're making a price change, would it be safe to make a moderate price change? Say you're $150 an hour, you say, well, now I'm $160?
Yeah. $10. Maybe a small, like 1 or 2% change, maybe 3% change, something like that. But yeah, incremental changes will help avoid alienating your clientele. Now, that's a double-edged sword too, because there's people that are going to fall off when your prices go up. It's going to happen. And if your prices go up too fast, it's going to be scary. But the ones that drop off need to kind of be made up for with the ones you're picking up. So I think before you start messing with your prices necessarily, if you're booked up solid 6 months, right? Now you start looking at weeding out the smaller tattoos. You can still fit in whatever tattoos you want to do, but those tattoos that just aren't feeding you anymore, the ones that you're absolutely dreading, start referring them out and then just kind of watch. And if your books drastically drop down, then there's a good chance that they're just coming to you specifically for your art. But if your books stay solid, then everybody that's there wants to pay whatever you're willing to charge. So then you can start adjusting from there too. So it's fucking tricky, and you really got to look deep into what you're doing and look at your logistics of who you're working on, what pieces they're getting, what demographics they are. It's not just like, I don't want to work as much and I want to charge more. Okay. That never fucking works.
No.
I have some input on that, but it requires a couple of questions first, Maisie. What are the majority of the tattoos that you doing? Are you doing hourly? Are you doing half-day sessions? Are you doing bangers, Pinterest tattoos? What are you tattooing?
It varies. I try to channel a lot of my clientele to a younger market. What I love doing out of everything is script tattoos. That's my number one. I love script tattoos. I
Are you
I
doing a lot of them?
Yeah, I would say so. Generally, what I am booking are between 2 and 4, sometimes 6 hour sessions, um, and that's been going really well. I have had a couple people recently that are coming to me for things that are not in my wheelhouse, or I just haven't. Anyway, I'm practicing saying no. Really, what I prefer to do is I prefer to do script number one and then like panels as
Okay.
opposed to full wraps.
What as far as avoiding booking out too far and shooting yourself in the foot, one thing that I suggest is like what days do you work? What's your work week?
I work 4 days a week. I work Friday through Monday.
So what one could do is, let's say every 2 weeks, every second Friday, and this is just in your mind. You don't put this out there. Every second Friday is bangers. Okay. If somebody wants a little banger, and you just keep it open and you fill that up. So, you've got 2 days a month that you're doing bangers, because, as Million had stated, you don't want to lose these clients that are coming to you for a banger, right? That are going to turn into a fucking sleeve or something else. A banger is nothing more than a paid consultation if you do it right. Okay, so set a day or 2 days a month or whatever, one day a week where you're doing these bangers. Give preference to your script. Whatever day it is that you need. If Fridays is your Monday and you don't feel like doing bangers and you're ready to do script, then do script on Fridays and Saturdays, whatever. But if you structure it like that, you got, let's say you got 3 6-hour tattoos, boom, boom, boom. Like, these are just the days that you can do them. And I think if you structure a thing like that, it's like school lunch, like it's fucking pizza on Friday, like you have that structure that I believe will help you from booking too far out to shoot yourself. If they want bangers, you're like, yeah, okay. You look at your calendar and it's fucking 4 weeks out. Yeah, cool. It's a banger. You don't neglect these little tattoos. Okay.
Yeah.
The bigger tattoos, people understand, once a month is plenty, or once every 6 weeks. I think Riley has said it before. All you need is 26 fucking clients to make a year, or I forget what the number was.
I'd like to think optimally I'd had 60 3 times a year and my books are full.
Right.
Yeah.
60 repeat clients and you're tattooing 180 days.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, that's
Like
what,
$50,000 to $80,000 if you tattoo each one of those people 2 hours.
yeah.
Not even a part-time job.
Stupid simple math. When you a lot of times, and this goes for a lot of things, if you deconstruct, if you take the problem and you deconstruct and you go backwards, you'll find your answer.
Yeah.
And this could be a scenario like that. Like, it's like ones and zeros. All right, it's binary. Like, does this make you happy? Yes. Does it not? No. Okay, it's a 1 and a 0. But deconstruct that, and your bigger pieces, they will wait. It's the little ones that you got to be careful to not lose, these little bangers and these little ones, even if it's not in your wheelhouse right away, or if we're too complacent or whatever it is. Like, I'm not above taking a walk in. Like, and 9 times out of 10 that turns into a client. So while your bigger projects are your priority, I understand that. Don't forget to leave a day for the little guys, because those big projects you're working on now, they were little guys at one time, I'm guessing.
So just to clarify, you're saying that, let's say Friday the 15th and Friday the 30th, even if I have those days available and I've got someone coming in wanting a sleeve, I'm going to save those days twice a month for those smaller tattoos to make sure that I'm fitting those in as well. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting is like, if you, let's say you got the 2-hour people, okay, you tattoo, you got the 2-hour block people, right? You put 3 of them in one day, and maybe that happens every week.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is add structure behind the scenes to the days that you schedule.
Okay,
And
that's
that,
actually helpful. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's really good advice. I'll be using that.
The one thing I suggest to think about while doing that, though, is to have some flexibility in it to where decide you're going to do small tattoos 1 day a week. Make that a flexible day.
Okay.
Don't pick. I don't think you should pick a because especially when you're trying to get a group of like 4 small tattoos in 1 day, getting all their schedules to line up for that week is very hit and miss. And then you might end up doing one tattoo that day, and then the other ones go somewhere else because they
Okay.
can't get their day. So be flexible. Like you're looking at your week, and you got 2 days that are large pieces. They're going to take up the day. Then just pick one of those days. Or if you got one small tattoo scheduled for a day, that tattoo became, or that day became that week's.
Yep.
You know, so if you just color code, like that day turned into, so if it's a Wednesday and the next week, say if you're doing once a week, have some flexibility in there. Don't just go the 15th is when I do small
Sure.
ones and the 30th, because that's going to cut a lot of people out too.
Million's absolutely right. One thing, you really got to be careful of is losing those small ones. You're like, oh, I'm fucking 6 months out. You just lost that client.
Well,
Okay.
that's what we're trying to avoid is
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
that
yeah.
3 months,
Yeah.
you know.
So that's something that I'm struggling with, and I won't make this whole time about me. But
Why not?
so
It is up to you. It's okay.
Your work
If you're
is-
feeling it, somebody else is too.
I'm finding like the transition between being booked out for a week and a half or 2 weeks to being booked out for 6 or 7 was so fast. Like it just happened. All of a sudden, I'm finding myself like my days are full. I have people that I have consultations with, and then they're like, I'd love to get this little piece. And instead of being like, okay, the next available time I'll be able to get to you in my business hours is 3 weeks from now, I'm like, okay, why don't we do like 8 a.m.? And so now I'm going from a 10-hour day to like a 12-hour day. And I'm having which is like the dream. It's the dream. But I'm a people pleaser. I don't know if anyone else listening or if you guys relate to that.
Two things to say about it all.
I don't want to let people down. Do you guys have any insight on either how you go about saying no to a piece, as well as how to like stick to your boundaries? Maybe that's a question for my therapist. I don't know.
No. That's very real.
Yeah, it's a very good question because number one, first things first, as one of our good friends once said, if you people pleasing is simply manipulating people into liking you.
Oh,
Yeah, it hit me in the fucking gut when I heard that one. Because it really is. When you're people pleasing, you're just manipulating them into being your friend.
oh,
And when you look at people pleasing like a manipulation, you feel gross all of a sudden.
yikes!
Yeah.
I don't
And
like.
number two, remember that the hours you set, the prices you set, and all of that were decisions made by you and a promise to yourself. So don't lie to yourself. You made a deal with yourself to do this. And if it was anybody else, you would stick with that deal. So why are you any less important than anybody else you'd make a deal with? So talk about those two things in your head.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be a little bit easier to walk up to somebody and be like, I fucking love this design. It's amazing. This is totally not my thing, but I know a guy.
Okay,
And that's how I send people away.
that's great. Okay,
So this scheduling thing is the Achilles heel of most tattoo artists, whether they're new or it comes around 20 years after they started, and it should be taken deadly seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend of mine that was an up and coming tattooer. He wasn't a rookie. He'd been tattooing a while, and went through the struggles of tattooing and booking and making money and doing all that stuff. Then just like that, he got popular. And I remember he called me up and he was like, holy shit, man, I'm booked out like 6 months. I've taken like $10,000 worth of deposits,
holy shit.
Yeah. And then he was doing tattoo shows as well, and he started taking down trophies. And his tattoos got really popular. And he called me again, and he said, I'm booked out for the whole year. I got $35,000 worth of deposits, and now people want my paintings. I took like 10 grand worth of commissions for paintings. And I was like, hell yeah, dude, be careful. And then he called and he said, man, I got sick and I couldn't go to work for a week, and now I'm trying to figure out this schedule and everybody hates me and they want their deposits back. And then he called me and he said, I haven't worked on any of his commission paintings. I'll never get them done. I'm not having any time with my wife and kids. This is miserable. And then his wife called me and said he shot himself in the head in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
So this scheduling thing is a hell of a lot more than just how do I figure it out. So
Yeah.
from that point forward, this is not uncommon. You get buried in your business and you lose perspective. And the curse of popularity and success can be the demise of a tattoo artist faster than drugs.
Yep.
And so it's like when you're figuring out a schedule or whatever, the first thing that I keep in mind is quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
What is the quality of life that I'm looking for? My business is going well. I don't want to amplify that so much that I spiral into depression or whatever. At the expense of my family, I'm going to try to be more successful. So you can't do that. So I always back up. When you say you're booked out, what does that mean? So how are you booking? So as a rule of thumb that worked for me is I only booked 3 days a week, period, no matter what. Didn't matter what the days were, those could be adjustable, but only 3 days a week. If I was booked out 3 days a week with tattoos, I had a cushion.
So this is 3 days a week, but working 4. Is that
Yes,
right?
absolutely. 3 days a week, but working 4. And that fourth day was scheduled nothing, 0. I could take walk-ins. I could do those little tattoos and service those clients. I could do whatever I wanted. But I left those days open. 3 days a week were booked, but 4 days a week were technically open. So if I got the flu,
Yep.
I wasn't behind. If I needed to make more money, I could just book somebody on an extra day and work it. But most importantly, at 3 months, if you're booked out 3 months and you're booked out 3 days a week, you should be reaching out to the clients that are a month or two down the road. You should get their designs drawn. You should be prepared to tattoo them and start reaching out to them and moving them forward. You should be like, instead of coming in July, can you come in next Thursday? And knocking them down. If you do that, you're going to see a huge financial success. Those people will probably rebook with you. And you go, well, great. I know that June 14th is open because I just moved you. Let's just move you right back and give me another deposit.
It's a very Tetris kind of deal.
Yeah.
It really is. But you should be taking the ones that are the furthest out and trying to move them as forward as much as you can. And also leaving you like, oh, I canceled. Okay, great. Start reaching out, start communicating with your clients. If you get to know them, you'll find out that there's one of them that's just sitting at home doing nothing. And that's the guy you call when there's a cancellation. Yep. But you can generate regular money on a regular basis and leave yourself open for those bigger tattoos and smaller tattoos. Then you've got more room for more clients down the road.
Smart. That's very
And
smart.
you'll never book out past a month or two once you get it down. Wow. And you still have your time off and you still have flexibility. So if you want to go to Ireland with me and Garrett and Million, you can take those clients and go, I'm going to Ireland, but when I get back, I'm going to dedicate myself to a 5-day work week. Oh no, I'm a tattoo artist and I work 5 days. Oh. And you're never going to be under the gun, and you can always back away and you can always have a sick day, but you can really control your finances at that point, whether you are just tattooing by the hour or you're booking half days or full days. Those are the things that worked best for me. So that worked really, really well for me. And I found a really good life balance and a really good way to achieve stuff. I did that. And then eventually when I felt overwhelmed, I set a cap on when I tattooed and a capped price. So I'd be like, I only tattoo 4 hours at a time on a client, no matter what. And the base price is $600. Well, hell, I could do that and take walk-ins. I can do that and take consultations. I can do that and deal with new clients. I could do 2 of those a day if I wanted to work a long day. But if you regulated that, the money comes in really easy, and you can have twice as many clients if that's works for you. You know, not all of us have these like 1-day session tattoos where we're blasting out this stuff all the time. Like you said, it's really important to keep in touch with your basic client base. You'd be surprised how dedicated your clients, you know, they can be a lot more flexible. I mean, I know they're all like, I only have Saturday off and I can only do this.
Yeah.
Well, shit, let me get your boss on the phone. I almost guarantee, I used to do that all the time. Get your boss on the phone. I'll talk to him. Yeah, this is Riley over at Lifetime Tattoos. Hey, listen, I want to tattoo this guy on Thursday, and he says you won't give him any time off. You watch how fast they're like, we'll move it around. It's almost more important than a doctor calling. The reality of it is, without flexibility in that schedule, being booked out is nothing but just a way to lose your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll just go fucking crazy. You'll lose your mind. If you can't, and what happens is you do get sick. You do get a flat tire. You do get a car wreck. Life still happens. And then you get behind 3 days. 3 days becomes 10 days. And before you know it, you're like, I'm successful and I'm popular and I'm a complete fucking failure and everybody can see it. Because like, Maisie, you're young. You have to figure out this schedule thing and then you have to do it for another 20 years.
Hopefully you get to.
2 things to bring up. One, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but I want to kind of throw it out and get your take on it. There's this thing that I have heard about recently called an Instagram broadcast channel. Is that ringing a bell for anyone? It's new. It's a new thing, and they're releasing it slowly, and it's only available if you're a business or a creator platform and if you have 1,000 or more followers, and it's coming out slowly. There's an artist on Instagram that I am following, and she has in her bio a channel that you can click on, and it gives, and she messages in it, but nobody can respond. And so it's like hey, I had a cancellation to stay, who wants it? And there's only, I mean, she has, let's say, 20,000 followers, and there are only 500 people in this message chat. I have looked. I've spent a lot of time figuring out how to do this. But I do feel like I have a pool of clientele that would subscribe to like an update channel from me. And I'd love your guys' take on if this is a good plan or not. But like hey, someone canceled for the 14th. Who wants it? Message me directly. First person that message me gets it, or something like that. Do you guys feel like that would be like potentially a successful model, or would you rather call the person directly?
That sounds like something everybody's going to start doing in the tattoo industry.
Right.
And you're going to beat them all if you just, like, if you get that many people that are wanting that, then you just set up a cancellation list that you can send out an email to, and just email all those people individually instead of one group.
But the thing is, it is in some senses individual because they can't respond to you. It's just it's a broadcast.
Yeah,
I'm reluctant with some mass marketing. This might be something I might be reluctant to do with my clients. I treat my clients, they're very special, and that's how you limit them down to a certain amount.
So it feels less personal for you?
Well, anytime you're mass marketing like that in a pool, let's take this scenario where like you have one opening and you message 500 people and say, hey, I have an opening on Friday. You may very well have just disappointed 499 of your customers.
Sure. That's a good thing.
Because now you filled one spot and you told one person, great, I'll see you Wednesday. But now you have 490. You might as well put out another one a minute later saying, hey, 499 people, sorry, you didn't get the spot.
And that's the other backlash on that is
that's the backlash of
all these people are going to be like, hey, did you decide? Did you come up with somebody? Now you get a bunch of messages you got to reply to.
Sad.
So
people pleaser, I can't do that.
But it's very true. You know, it's like I had an artist that did that. I think I mentioned it before, where it's like, well, why aren't you marketing anymore? And I was like, suppose I got you 60 customers, could you service them? And they're like, no. And I was like, well, I just disappointed 55 people.
Yeah.
You know, marketing is very important. It has to be targeted. So it's like mass spectrum marketing like that. You need to be careful. So
Okay, would you say the same thing is falls under the same category if I have a cancellation on Friday and I post it on my story, or
I
does
wouldn't.
that feel similar
well,
to you guys?
everybody's opinion varies, but I'll tell you what. I would, once again, I'm a little weird. I know that, but it's like I would never market something that's a negative.
It's a good point.
Why would I market that I got canceled?
Or like, let's say it's a reschedule. Like,
I would never
say-
do that. That's
but-
like you marketing that you're broke. Like,
So-
why would you do that?
Yeah.
So I would
couple-
never market that I got canceled. I
A
would
couple of things
Call-
on that. Riley's absolutely right. How many people are going to follow this broadcast channel? You're going to do it twice, 3 times, and 50 people hit it up. You got one out of those 150 total from doing it 3 times. You got 3 people in. Now you got 147. They're probably just going to quit following you because they didn't get their spot. Like, well, why am I doing this?
Okay.
So that's very, very valid. You got, just like when you do Friday the 13th, if you can't get everyone in there and get them all in and make everyone happy, you're doing yourself a disservice.
That's right. The people that you send home that didn't get a tattoo, hate.
Yep. They hate you. And one thing to keep in mind, Maisie, and if there's any other younger listeners out there, Riley and Million and I, we come from a little different school. We're not, our clientele, I think I could probably speak for the 3 of us. Our clientele isn't coming from Instagram. Okay. Million, you're tattooing people your age, right? Your age group. Like you're not
No.
tattooing. Okay.
No,
Well,
you're
no.
tattooing younger people, aren't you?
I'm tattooing everywhere from 25 to 70.
Okay, 25 to 70. That's my point. You're not tattooing 18 to 24 as much.
18 to 25. So that's really Million. I'm tattooing everyone that you're not taking.
Exactly my point. That's my point. Maisie, as a younger tattooer, you have a younger following. Most of us older tattooers, we're not tattooing 18, 19-year-olds. Like, it's for the younger tattooers like you, okay? That's your market. That's your target audience. And that audience does respond to Instagram. Million and Riley and I, we could never make it work. I'm sure we could, but you naturally have that following. So regardless of what the 3 of us old farts say, this is your business and your clientele are different than mine and Millions and Riley's. I could never get away with marketing on Instagram. I won't even take an appointment with a
You
DM.
fucking accepted my collaboration post for the tattoo that we did together.
Jerk.
I did too. Didn't I?
Barely.
Sure.
Barely. It took you like a week.
It's like half a thumb is all you.
I was out of town for a fucking week. But so yeah, I mean, what we're saying is what we have found to work. We also, Riley, how much did you spend in a Yellow Pages ad, back in the day, like $1,200 a month?
Thousands of dollars. Oh my God.
So that's something that we did that you guys would never do, they are different worlds. But I think all in all, between what everyone has kind of said here is, Riley pointed out, it's very important that you don't fucking burn yourself out.
Yeah.
And I think the way to do that, the underlying solution to all of that is reverse engineering. Don't look at 6 months down the road. Look at 10 years down the road, okay? And go backwards from there. Don't look at the short sign. Like Riley said, you got to do this for fucking 20 years, okay? So figure out what your body's going to do. You're probably still good for another 10 years and you can probably rock and roll. And then just kind of dial it backwards, reverse engineer the whole fucking thing. I think you'll find your solution.
So I have a question. If you do have cancellation, do you recommend calling someone that's already in your schedule, or do you
Absolutely.
recommend? Okay,
It's
so
the first people you call.
as
People
opposed
in
to,
your schedule.
Okay, that's really, I appreciate that insight because I think my natural thought is, let me call one of my regulars that's not booked.
Right,
That's further down the road.
In
Yeah.
3 Thursdays from now, but can you come in tomorrow? Can you come in Friday? One of them's going to be like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it."
And
So
make that note on your intake paperwork, on your consultation, add that question. Hey, if a spot opens up sooner, are you flexible or you just really want this date? Put a little fucking smiley face on it or whatever. Now you know what you're looking for.
I think there's some feeling of like the only way to be successful is by like doing sleeves and like doing larger scale projects. I'm wondering, is it okay for me to say no to larger pieces? Not out of laziness, but out of passion and love for
Absolutely.
the script tattoos. Like
I believe you're going to be more successful
Yep.
not doing the sleeves,
That's
not
really-
doing the large pieces. When you can do 3 to 4 tattoos a day, you just made 3 to 4 people happy instead of just one.
Yep.
if you have the bandwidth to do it, you're going to be far more successful than a guy like me. I can do it. I like doing it once in a while, but I can't do that every day. It's too much human for me. So,
I get
but
that.
yeah, smaller tattoos, you're gonna fucking clean house.
Well, that's okay. Hold
You
on.
know-
Wait. Now, the majority of the most successful tattoo artists I know don't tattoo anything bigger than a piece of paper.
Right.
Earlier, when I was talking about scheduling, that's why I said I only tattoo 4 hours a day. And Garrett, you said that a sleeve is nothing more than a bunch of these.
Yep.
You can do both.
Okay.
That's the thing that people, I think, get confused. A sleeve is not something that you do in a day. A sleeve is something that we do 4 hours at a time, once a month for the next 7 months. You're doing script, right? You like doing script?
That's my number one.
Okay, well, great. I'm not dropping any names, but like, there's a ton of guys out there that are masters at doing script. They make books about script.
Do nothing but lettering. It's totally
That's all
feasible.
they do. And they make a fortune doing it. And also, script is something that's not something that most tattoo artists find pleasant. What I suggest, go back to basics. Quit trying to advertise shit that's confusing. Spend your free time drawing big things that people want written across their fucking back and just start posting it.
Yep.
Don't even add, don't say this piece is up for sale. Just post it. Don't put anything up there. Just go here.
Post what you want to do. As soon as you post that, just like Riley said, you post the lettering. You don't have to say a goddamn thing. You just post it.
I have to push back on that. You have to put some fucking words in there.
Nope.
You can put words that don't even apply to it. Just put a fucking poem in there or something else. But if you don't attach any words to that, the fucking social media is going to bury it.
Yeah.
Nope, you're not posting.
But
wait, you're not. You might not want to put anything in there. I'm going to make an argument for this. Who are you advertising? New people, or do you want your 60 people to see that? Make the clients that you have now that are buying this see that, so that they go, "Hey, that's pretty fucking cool. I think I want to get that."
You know, I guess if you're going to specialize in something, lettering is probably just as good as anything, because
well, the thing is, like, it's just an addition to your portfolio.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not a specialization. It's just a focus.
Right.
Specialization means you're saying no to everything else. But if you're focused, like my focus is color portraiture. That's not what I advertise because not everybody wants somebody's face on them or their dog's face.
And that's the focus for now. You know, maybe in 3 years you're going to be awesome at fucking Asian dragons. Like, you know, who knows? But like you said, focus.
I'd get together with the newer artists and say, I'm going to start sending you clients that I'm passing up and I want you to take care of them. And that's what I would do. I would pick one or maybe two artists and I would send them all of my overflow.
Okay.
And then I would say, now I expect you to send me all of your script.
Ooh, I like that.
So if you have any contacts that say, I want this written on me, you say, hey, you know what? I'm really good at script, but Maisie's an expert in the house. You need to go get tattooed by her. And I'll send you all of my stuff that I don't want to do, and you send me that.
Genius.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
That's how we do it as well.
Anything, saying, give me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we do it as well. And with the personalities we have, we definitely have I don't tattoo this stuff and I do tattoo this stuff kind of mentalities in-house. So for me, it's if it's geometric or fine line, that goes elsewhere because I'm not that guy. So we got a gal that does that. If it's got any realism, Stephanie will not be doing it. She's sending that shit away. So we all know what we will do and won't do, but then we also know I'm not going to send Stephanie some colored tribal because she doesn't really do color. So I'll send it to Hannah.
So if you find an artist or two that you can work with and get interchangeable like that.
I got a few.
Sure.
Great. That's super helpful.
Yeah.
Garrett, what do you think?
I think that works. What these guys said, it works really well if you're in a big enough shop to do that. But let's assume that not everybody is working in a big shop. Maybe they're a signal artist and maybe they think everybody they work with is assholes and they don't want to give them anything. An easy way to say no for me, I don't tattoo ribs or necks or lower backs. And I can't. I physically can't. It hurts my back too much. The fucking stretching. I just fucking hate it. Okay. I'm lazy and complacent. I fucking hate it. So as soon as somebody says, "Hey, I'm thinking about this on a rib," I'm like, you know what? I think that's a great idea. I don't personally tattoo ribs. I know you're a client of mine and everything. So like, I'm not going to tell you can't have it on your rib, but here, and I'll suggest another artist, whether they're in the shop or not. You know what I mean? Like, ideally, we keep the money with our friends. But I just simply say, there's people out there that are better at it. I'd rather do something I'm passionate about. And I always fall back to this statement. Your best tattoos, as a collector, your best tattoos are going to be from the artist that is really into your design. They're going to be the one that's really fucking into it. While I can do it, I'm passionate about skulls. Okay, you want a skull? I will knock that fucker out of the park. You want a unicorn? Here, go see Million.
And I think that's just reaching that conversation is difficult for me, although I've gotten a lot better at it in the past 9 months. It's still something that I'm working on. So that's mine now.
Take it.
Bang.
I have to be. Occupy yourselves.
Well, how we
Fucking
doing,
funny.
boys? We ready for tattoo shows and stuff?
Yeah.
I only got one left.
I might just ride my motorcycle up there and hang out.
Yeah.
You know,
Sounds
haven't
like fun.
decided. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's what,
I've got,
12 hours?
It's like 8 hours away.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, beautiful ride though.
Yeah.
It's a really, really nice ride. It's gorgeous.
In July? Sounds delightful.
Sounds hot.
Yeah,
It
it's a
still
direct-
fucking melts this popsicle.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I really would. I think you talked about going to the concentration camps and stuff. I think that would be a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard so much about it.
It is wild. It's really, really crazy. It's hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
Hi, Maisie.
Hi, I went to the Auschwitz Museum in Washington D.C. It was so
Oh, the Holocaust Museum.
yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Very, very impactful. Very morbid.
Have you been to DC?
No.
You guys haven't been to
Should
Washington
we
DC?
go? Should we plan a trip?
No. That's what I was
Let's-
hoping for this year, is to do the DC, do the whole,
Oh, the fucking art
National
museum.
Treasure movie tour.
And there's a good
the art
museum.
museums there
It's
blow my
amazing.
mind. Smithsonian and everything. Bang.
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 Thanks, you guys, so much for watching. We are the B team. We covered some super helpful things for me. And if it was helpful for me, we're hoping that maybe it'll help some other people. And we will see you guys in about a month or so.
Nobody cares.
Nobody fucking cares.
I don't.
Nobody
fucking
cares.
care. If you guys enjoy this episode or any of the other episodes, you could follow us at what?
B Team
18
Tattoo Podcast.
Yeah, and you could also buy us coffee and Dr. Pepper. I don't know how that would work, but you could.
So no matter where you're listening to us on, you can find us on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, although we don't post much on there, at B Team Tattoo Podcast. And feel free to send us an email at bteamtattoopodcast@gmail.com.
If you haven't, I know some of you people are watching because I hear about it, but I don't see our numbers going up. So in the sake of the Easter Bunny tradition, would you please click like, follow, and subscribe? Comment, share the shit. I don't care. Please? Pretty please?
Next time we'll talk about one of you guys. We'll talk about gravy again.
Yeah, we'll talk about how about grave robbing for fucking Garrett over here.
Yeah.
Grave Robin and Gravy Robin.
We do.
Two of the best things in Minnesota and North Dakota.
Gravy, and Robbins.
Yes. Yes. And then I'm here too, but
Yeah, just
Whatever.
confused.
stupid.